Hi Edith. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
Oh, hello, Officer Dingleberry. Of course you haven't seen me in a while. You know that I was in jail, thanks to your buddy who arrested me when I would not give him a free sample.
Oh yeah, that's right. I shouldn't have told him what a great free sample I got from you. I guess he was jealous. Sorry about that.
Well, I don't understand why I went to jail for prostitution when cops who rape us get probation. That doesn't seem right.
Oh, you mean Daniel Dana from San Diego? Yeah, I heard that the judge gave him probation this past August because the DA didn't think a jury would believe a prostitute had been raped. Especially by one of us.
Not just him. What about that other San Diego deputy sheriff, Thomas Sadler, who got a 2-year sentence for raping another prostitute? He told the prostitute that he could do anything he wanted to her. When he couldn't get an erection, he beat her. The judge felt that 3 years was too long a sentence for a cop. But the supporters of Prop 35 want to put my non-violent, non-abusive associates in prison for 20 years. And they want to punish my clients? My clients make it possible for me to pay my rent.
That's because all you prostitutes are victims of sex trafficking, and society needs to punish anyone who pays you or who takes money from you. I love Prop 35. It means that even if you don't want to, you will have to give all my buddies and me free samples or we will arrest your clients and traffickers. And if you claim that we raped you, we will make sure your clients go to prison for a long time. Then they can't pay you anything. Hee hee hee.
But I am not a victim of trafficking. I do this work because I like what I do. Maybe not all prostitutes like their job, but how many domestic servants do you think like their jobs? Who would choose a job where you have to clean up the pee, poop and vomit of hotel guests? On top of that, they only get paid minimum wage for doing that degrading work.
But don't you know it is harmful to take money for sex? Melissa Farley says that it is bad for the body and bad for the heart. That's why we want to abolish all prostitution because we don't want women to be harmed.
How is it bad for my heart to take money for doing something that makes people feel good and is good for you? What is bad for the heart is being forced to have sex with a police officer, or else go to jail. Do you think being in jail is good for prostitutes? Do you know that we get raped in jail by the guards? Why does society care more about the harm to us except when we are in jail, than the harm to women who are victims of rape or domestic violence?
That's easy. We can't confiscate money from violent husbands because then there is no money to support the wife and kids. As for victims of rape, there isn't enough money to test all the rape kits because there are just too many rapes. So we will just take the money from anyone you give your money to, and then we can spend it doing good things for you to help you be rehabilitated. Won't that be good?
No, that will not be good. I don't need to be rehabilitated. I don't need you or those moral busybodies to rescue me. Except to rescue me from cops like you. And if society thinks we need to abolish prostitution because it is harmful to my body and my heart, why don't we abolish football too?
What are you talking about? Why would we want to abolish football? Are you crazy?
Because according to a new government study on NFL players, retired football players are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from diseases of the brain compared with the general population. That means that playing football is harmful to their bodies and to their brains.
Well, that doesn't mean we need to abolish football. We just need to make it safer for the players.
Why don't we take that same approach for sex work? Why not make it safer for us by not making us criminals, or making our clients criminals, or making criminals out of anyone we willingly work for? Why not allow us to call you when we need help? We are not children.
Speaking of children, we have to protect children from being sexually exploited. So we have to keep all prostitution illegal or we can't protect the children.
Really? Do you mean that adults can have sex with children as long as there is no money involved?
No. Don't be silly. Of course not.
If you are concerned about children, why don't you do something about the 90% of the cases of child sexual exploitation in which the predator is someone the child knows and trusts? Like the priests, and preachers, and teachers, and coaches and other pillars of the community? There are a lot of law enforcement officers who get caught having sex with minors, you know. And they don't get much prison time for that either. California police officer John Eric Freeman only got 3 years for having sex with his daughter all while she was growing up. Isn't that harmful to those children?
I suppose you are right, but right now human trafficking is the hot issue. Why can't you just support our efforts to stop sex trafficking?
But there are very few actual cases of human trafficking in the first place. And why are the Prop 35 supporters only interested in victims of sex trafficking? Don't they know that the majority of victims are trafficked into domestic servitude, garment manufacturing, agriculture and other areas of labor? Or don't they care?
Well, the Polaris Project said they received lots of phone calls last year related to human trafficking. So there must be lots of them. Even one victim is too many.
Is that so? California had over 8,000 reported rapes in 2010. Your police officers arrested only 23% of the rapists. I don't know how many in 2011 because the government report isn't available yet. But in 2011, the Polaris Project reported that they received 117 phone calls related to potential victims of human trafficking in California. Why are 117 potential victims more important to Prop 35 supporters than 8,000 victims of rape? How many victims of rape is too many?
Most women who report rapes are just mad at their boyfriend or husband and want to get him into trouble. They weren't really raped.
I see. So adult prostitutes who don't call for help are in greater need of being helped by cops and society than a woman who actually asked for help. That makes a lot of sense.
So you can understand that us law enforcement officers are going to support Prop 35. Handling domestic violence calls is very dangerous, and busting prostitutes to make them testify against their pimps is a lot easier and safer than looking for rapists. Plus it gives us more leverage to get free samples from ladies like you. So how about a free sample right now? I'm on my coffee break.
Oh good Lord. Save me from those who want to rescue me.